Before we talk about what you have been able to build, can you talk a little bit about the issue in terms of how many people around the world are hard of hearing and require some type of hearing device?
Yeah, over 430 million people all around the world require a need for a hearing device, and 80% of them actually live in low middle income countries and are not able to actually afford or have a device able to that for them to support them. So that's exactly where Amano came in, and that's exactly what we are trying to solve.
So, when you started to come up with this idea, I know you also have a co founder. Walk me a little bit through that process in terms of recognizing that there was an opportunity to do things different to make a hearing device that was more accessible.
For sure. So all of our families suffered from some kind of hearing loss, whether that was from siblings or from parents or from grandparents. And me specifically, I worked in different clinical settings in pharmacies and hospitals and different areas all around the world. And I saw that many people, they couldn't hear anything at all, and they didn't have the resources and the money to actually afford these hearing devices.
So typically, when people think about hearing devices, they think about a lot of technology, including technology within the device, connecting to smartphones to make them work. But you've done something totally different. Talk a little bit about that decision.
For sure, yeah. So our main goal was to basically take the main functionality of the hearing aid, which is to amplify the sound and make people hear better. And instead of, adding all the electronics, including Bluetooth and all different new technologies, we kind of dropped all those things and made it purely mechanical and just for it to do the main purpose of what hearing aids are for.
Now, some people may hear this and think, okay, well, why would you do that? Because we have all this great technology in our world to help people be able to adjust their devices. But presumably, this makes these devices a lot more affordable, but also a lot easier to manage, especially for people who don't always have connectivity or technology in place.
For sure. The main reason, we built this and we kind of dropped all these new technologies is because that technology is changing and people need to take that technology and put it into more accessible solutions because that's what makes technology really revolutionary. And that's exactly what we did here.
What is your background? Because this is not an easy thing to do. So, what is your background in terms of what went into developing something like this and the support you had along the way?
For sure, yeah. So my background is in biomedical engineering. I study at McMaster University, and I've done a lot of research in medical devices at Harvard and Johns Hopkins. And I previously worked on a different medical device, so I have a lot of different expertise in this area of focus.
When we talk about engineering this device, could you describe to us exactly how this is engineered? Because I was able to watch a demo video and it really put things into perspective. But for people who haven't had a chance to see that video, how exactly do these work?
For sure. Just think simply about your ear, right? Sound enters through your outer canal and enters into your ear canal. And when it enters into your ear canal, it hits something called the tympanic membrane. And when it hits this tympanic membrane, it causes three different bones to vibrate: the malleus, the incus, and the stapes. So basically, we took that kind of contraption and replicated it using biomimicry into our own hearing aids.
What has the process been like in terms of testing this out? What has been the reaction from people? I know it's still early days, but how is it helping people hear better?
Yeah, so the reaction so far has been like super encouraging. We've been getting a lot of different stories about people, talking about how it's more accessible, it's a lot easier to access, it's a lot cheaper than regular hearing aids, and early feedback has mainly focused on comfort, the accessibility, and the ability to begin the process from home without requiring a clinic. And we're continuing to roll out our testing phase with different pilot programs with different clinics, and we're starting to initiate that phase now.
I've seen a couple of comments from you online where you're very clear that these devices are not meant to necessarily replace hearing aids. Can you talk a little bit about that distinction?
For sure, hearing aids are very fantastic technologies, and people who make them are amazing people. They're mainly targeting like the people who can afford these devices and have the capability of affording these devices. But for the people on the other end, they can't really afford these devices at all, and nothing's being done currently for them. So we kind of wanted to help those people who don't have any solution at all.
When we look at the average price of modern hearing devices that have a lot of technology built in, I've seen numbers from 3 to 4 thousand and more. Why are they so expensive?
So most of these costs include like all your clinic visits, all the molding that goes into it, all the different checkups, and many different factors that go into it, which makes it very expensive. Um, but yeah,
And when you are fitting people for your hearing device, what is that process? Because from what I can tell from your website, it is very quick and is very efficient. Can you walk us through that
for
process?
sure. Yeah. So basically, we have a software, and essentially what that does is the customer takes a picture of their ear, and using our software, it kind of maps out the most necessary points of their ear and kind of parameterizes those points. And when they're parameterized, it gives us the most necessary points to be able to make a fully customized and in place hearing aid for them.
Last time I looked at the price point, it is quite low. There's a lot of people in your position who maybe would have priced this a little bit higher, but you've kept it around $20. So, what is the goal behind that price point?
For sure, yeah. So our goal is honestly just to make the most impact in the world we can and help the most amount of people. And we really see that by making something that's more affordable, more accessible, and actually something that people can afford, right? Different companies will, raise the prices just to make their profit margins higher. But our main goal is to actually just make a huge impact in the world and help those that we can and those in our reach.
It's amazing to see the reaction that this product has had so far. I stumbled across this product and all of your great work over on X and watched some of the videos, and I think people are just kind of blown away, especially at a time where many people are launching AI companies with a lot of technology baked into the end product. When you think about scaling this business and getting it into the hands of as many people as possible, what does that look like? Because if you do that, and I believe you have the potential to do that, you could, like you said, absolutely change the world and the lives of millions and millions of people.
For sure, yeah. So one of our main platforms is selling directly to customer, which is through our website. And another big avenue we have to make a huge impact in the world is to partner with NGOs. So essentially, what we do is we sell in bulk to the NGOs, and the NGOs distribute it to the individuals that they already know of in their network, and they can easily get it to them, get the hearing aids all across the world in that way.
I know that you did a lot of your early research and work. You mentioned you were a student at McMaster. There are so many brilliant innovators in Canada right now, and it's such an exciting time for innovation. What would you say to other people who are trying to build businesses and get Canadian innovations like yours out into the world?
I think it's mostly about just getting your foot in the door. Once you have like a very cool idea, I would say in this era of tech, anyone can do anything. And whether you're technical or you're not technical, anyone can make an impact in the world. So it all comes down to the idea and how passionate about the idea you are. So as long as your passion is there, as long as your drive is there, I think anyone can honestly do anything.
You are very humble in terms of what you've been able to do so far, and I'm only guessing that your days are very busy, and there's a lot of people reaching out to you. What do the next few weeks and months look like for you? What is the plan in terms of scaling the business?
For sure, yeah. So within the next few months or within next month, we will start our pilot programs with different clinics, continue testing this as our journey continues. And then once that progresses, we will keep testing it. We will then partner with NGOs all across the world, keep distributing it to NGOs, and help that global expansion and create that world impact which we desire.
What is all of this attention so far in terms of people just offering support? What has it meant to you right now?
Honestly, it's been very welcoming and comforting seeing that many people resonate with our journey and where we come from and our background and how people also want to make an impact in the world. And I've been getting a lot of messages on people saying like this is such a cool project, this is very cool. And I think like getting those messages reminds me of the real reason why we started this and where this is going and the true impact things like this may have.
Before I let you go, just a couple more questions, because I know we're going to get these questions on social media from our listeners and viewers who are thinking, okay, you know what, I need to get this for a family member, or they know someone who has hearing loss. Can you walk me through, again, just a little bit more about who is the right fit for a product like this? And how does it meet their expectations? Maybe they've already had a more high-tech hearing device. Would love to just demystify some of those pieces.
So the device is mainly targeted for people who have mild hearing loss. Um, this is the reason because we can increase that decibel, increase in that decibel range, but many people have more reasons to why their hearing might not work. Whether they have like blocked ear canals, they have the hairs in their ear are damaged. So there's many reasons, and if that's the reason, it needs to require more clinical help and more audiologist help, which is not something our device could actually help with. So that's why our device mainly helps individuals with mild hearing loss.
So it's clear that this is just one product. I can imagine down the road you have big dreams to do even more in this space. Is the mechanical approach in terms of products like this something that you think you'll continue to pursue? Do you think there's a bigger opportunity there in terms of other devices?
I'm not sure if we'll stick with mechanical, but I know that we will stick with accessible medical devices because our true ethos and where we come from really resides with making an impact in the world and helping those that are less fortunate and cannot afford these things. So that's where we truly reside. And whether that's adding technology into things to make it high tech, but also more accessible, that's our goal.
What have you learned throughout this process about people who do have hearing loss? And I ask this as someone who has a mother who wears hearing aids, and I know it can impact you on so many different levels. So what would you like people to know about individuals who are suffering from hearing loss?
I would say the most important thing is to be patient with them. And many people are going through a hard time with them and they can't hear much. And it's easy to get impatient with people who can't really hear you very easily. But I would say the main thing is to be patient with them because once your hearing stops working, you slowly stop, remembering things. You slowly stop being able to understand things. So the biggest thing we can do for people who can't hear as well is just to be there and support them and just be patient with them.
What does success look like for you in the future? What do you hope is that day you wake up and you know that, okay, you have made the impact that you want to make?
The main way of our success is to the satisfaction of the people, and that's truly what we care about the most. When we start getting the people posting on different platforms and sending us videos and pictures and satisfactory emails and people saying like this saved me, this helped me a lot. I can start hearing better now, and I can start hearing my family better now. That's truly what makes the happiness come from us.